بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Integrating with other cultures, did you develop relationships based on, you know, like this guy over here, this brother, this young man over here is cool, so we're gonna hang out together, or was it your study? You kind of develop relationships based on the fact that you're all studying Holy Quran. How did that go?
First and foremost, I'd say that studying Holy Quran with people that study Holy Quran, you always have a connection, even if they're from a different school. It's just a connection that you feel like he studied Holy Quran too. Let me talk to him about it. Last year, I was able to lead with Hafiz Sayyid Uthman. And so, me starting out, I didn't know much. Everybody's reading the Quran, I'm just like, wow, it's amazing. So I would try to talk to the top person in the class, or the one that the teacher likes the most, and I would ask him about, what is this, how you're doing this? Just to pick their brains, to try to get better at it. And I'd say that the people that were closest to me were in studying. I'm a very competitive person. So the people, when I came with some other people and they were studying, we were on the same area of knowledge. And I would just like make a challenge, like, let's see who can finish this much this week, or who can finish this today. And those were the people that I got the most closest to.
Do you still keep in touch with any of your classmates from Darul Ulum?
We actually have a whole group chat from the year that I finished.
Very good. So when applying to Lead Tarawih, how do you prove that you're a Hafiz? Do they you have to give references and they check references, or how does that work?
I was actually asked about references before, but this masjid that I came to, I just got their contacts, told them that I'm willing to do Tarawih, and he just asked me to come lead a Jumu'ah Salah. So I led the Salah, and everybody's like, wow, mashallah, this and that. And he's like, and then he calls me later, and he says, everyone at the masjid wants you to lead this Ramadan.
So Tarawih is like an important role for almost every Hufaz who learns Holy Quran, and he learns and he teaches other people, and he does Holy Quran for the sake of Allah. He learns Holy Quran for the sake of Allah. Like a Hafiz who has good intentions. Tarawih is also like, there's people I know who did Hifz and just did Hifz to have the name tag on their name. So. But if you wanna cause being a Hafiz is extremely scary. If you forget, that's the scariest part. Alhamdulillah, shukr, alhamdulillah, Tarawih has benefited me a lot. It has made my Jews strong. Last year I did it with my friend Hafiz Nadir, and our Jews got strong. We helped each other out, cause it was still our first time. So it was kind of he did it from his first 10 was not my first 10 was kind of shaky. It was my from the 21st till the 30th Jews, that's strong. But my first 10 is kind of shaky, and his last 10 are kind of shaky. It's a weird story, because I started from the 30 Jews and I went to Alif Lam Mim. So the first 10 are weak, because it wasn't weak, but it was of course I would have mistakes I wouldn't like to recite in Tarawih. So it was because I wasn't in the madrasa for a long time to practice those Jews, but it's because that was my early Jews when I became a Hafiz. So it's kind of complicated. So we helped each other out, because his weaker ones were my strong ones, and my weak ones were his strong, and we both got our thing done. And alhamdulillah, now we both are inshallah completing this Ramadan for the first time in our lives. Tarawih, alhamdulillah.
What was that like? What has that been like? Your first Tarawih by yourself?
When by myself, I don't know. When I called my Ummi and I said, "Do you believe in me?" I asked my Ummi. She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I'm pretty sure because in Pakistan, I was not, the way I kept stuff to myself. Like the student I have who did 15 juz, I never told this to nobody. And sometimes I keep some stuff to myself. So alhamdulillah, in Pakistan, my juz is super strong. When I compared to Hafiz, like I could just recite from anywhere. Alhamdulillah, they were super strong. But I just didn't recite in front of people. You know, some people you could tell he's strong because he recites a lot. So people thought, oh, he's probably forgot his manzil. Manzil is the whole, like your juz. So he probably forgot his hits, but I knew my juz, of course, alhamdulillah. So, but that's why I'm like, man, and I didn't even recite in front of my ummi and stuff. I did, but it was not shyness. I just didn't do a lot because there was nothing to do in Pakistan. Pakistan, everybody's a hafiz here and there. So it's hard to do tarawih over there, unlike in the United States. So my ummi was like, I called my ummi before I was about to do tarawih, like a month ago. And I said, do you believe in me? And she said, what do you mean? I said, okay, like, don't say what do you mean. Do you like believe? Did you believe in me when I was about to start Tarawih last year? She said, son, I always believed in you. I always knew you was gonna do it. And I was like, wow. At first I was like, please. She's just saying it because she's my ummi.
Do you keep in touch with the Hufaz that you've come into contact with, the Hufaz that you studied with in the madrasa?
As I'm saying,
and then your Hafiz brothers here, like how do you keep in touch with all of them?
As I'm saying, of course, we have over here, I have a group chat with them, but I don't have a group chat with the Pakistani friends. As I'm saying, I didn't recite in front of people. Like, people didn't know I had so much, like, I could do a lot. But because, you know, you should never underestimate nobody, because you never know what he's capable of. So that's what they said, man. I sent a video of I was doing Atrawi. They said, they're like the blowing my mind emoji. They said, I can't believe you did this. Like, and the only friend who believed in me, he said, I always expected this from you, is Hafiz Shafat, my best friend. Like, others was like, man, you did Tarawih, meanwhile we never did it. And you know, I was like, come on. Like, and Hafiz Shafat was like, mashallah, mashallah. And his last year was also his first year, and my last year was also my first time doing Tarawih. But yeah, it was like.
Are you all the same age?
Hafiz Shafat is, he's like, I think he's turning 19 this year, and I turned 18. I'm 18, and Hafiz Nadir is 20. I mean, we have some of the Hufaz have like me and Hafiz Shafiq and Hafiz Tar, we kind of have a big gap, but because we have the same thing. Holy Quran is something that makes us connect so much, like we're friends. We can share so much stuff to each other that I don't share to my normal friends. So yeah, connection, like because of Holy Quran, we have so much connection, like we're so close to each other. So yes.
Alhamdulillah.
So, how does Tarawih, we're in the blessed month of Ramadan, how does Salat al-Tarawih factor into maintaining Holy Quran?
Okay, so Tarawih, alhamdulillah, is a very, very critical part in a Hafiz journey.
Okay.
Is because no matter what you do throughout the year, the blessed month of Ramadan is an opportunity for you to, whatever happened, whatever you did that was wrong or you should have been reading, it's a chance for you to get everything back or, you know, put everything in the right direction. So Tarawih for me is so important because I know for a fact if it wasn't for Tarawih, I probably would have lost the Holy Quran. But because doing it every single year, it allowed me to be, you know, more consistent and more fluid in, you know, reciting Holy Quran.
So during the blessed month of Ramadan, so when do you find time to study the Holy Quran that you're going to recite in Tarawih? And what's the pattern? Do you just rehearse all of the ajazah, or do you rehearse the specific juz that you're going to recite for the night? How does that work?
Okay, so normally I just study the what I'm going to recite that night.
Yeah.
Sometimes I may study some other juz that I need to work on, but normally every day I just work on what I'm going to recite that night. So typical day, I start out at Tahajjud, after Sahri, read a little, maybe not so much, go to sleep. Then I go to the masjid and I recite. I do most of my work in the masjid. And after I read to someone, and after that I come home and go to work, study, schoolwork. And then once I'm done with that, I read for the rest of the day until Tarawih.
So you say you read to someone. How long have you been a Hafiz?
For about, let's say, 10 years.
SubhanAllah. And so you still read to someone in the morning, or that's still a part of your routine?
Yes.
What's the significance of that?
The significance in reading to someone is, it comes from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And during the month of Ramadan, he would always review the Holy Quran Majid with Jibreel alayhi salam.
SubhanAllah. SubhanAllah. So you're just continuing that noble tradition. SubhanAllah. Alhamdulillah. In your family, you have 3 Hufaz,
No.
and then in the community, there are also some other Hufaz. For the first time, we have so many Hufaz who are leading Tarawih around the country.
دخلوا إلى أبيهم قالوا يا أبانا منع منا الكيل فأرسل معنا أخانا نكتل وإنا له لحافظون. الله.
What does that mean to you?
It means a lot because as a young man growing up, I can't even remember if I even met a Hafiz. Like, when I was younger, we used to just imagine seeing a Hafiz. Like, what would it be to meet a Hafiz? Like, I didn't even know what it was like, or if I seen a person that was a Hafiz.
You know?
So, you know, coming from our community where we didn't have Hufaz to now having about 8-10 Hufaz, it's a very, you know, beautiful scene to.
It is indeed, SubhanAllah.